Give My Regards to Broad Street is the soundtrack album to the 1984 film of the same name and the fifth studio album by Paul McCartney. Unlike the film, the album was commercially successful in Britain, where it achieved number 1 on the UK chart. The lead single, No More Lonely Nights, was BAFTA and Golden Globe Award nominated. Songs: the majority of the album A Euro, which is sequenced in the order of the song's appearance in the film A Euro, features reinterpretations of many of Paul McCartney's past classics of the Beatles and Wings, Good Day Sunshine, Yesterday, Here, There and Everywhere, Silly Love Songs, For No One, Eleanor Rigby, and The Long and Winding Road. There were also interpretations of songs from McCartney's more recent albums. Ballroom Dancing, and Wanderlust from Tug of War and So Bad from Pipes of Peace. Besides No More Lonely Nights, the only previously unheard tracks were Not Such a Bad Boy, No Values, and a symphonic extension of Eleanor Rigby entitled Eleanor's Dream. The scope of the album was so immense that when it saw release that October, its final issue had specially edited versions of its songs. The cassette and the later CD edition preserved the tracks' full lengths, while the CD went one further by including a bonus 1940s-styled piece called Goodnight Princess. Release and charts, preceded by No More Lonely Nights, a worldwide top 10 hit featuring guitar work by David Gilmour. Give My Regards to Broad Street entered the UK charts at number 1 while going gold with a number 21 peak in the United States. It would also mark the end of McCartney's relatively brief alliance with Columbia Records in the US, which had started with the final Wings album Back to the Egg in 1979. McCartney would re-sign with EMI Worldwide, with his Columbia output reverting to his new A Euro, and original A Euro label in the US, Capitol Records. Simultaneously with the film's premiere in November, McCartney's Rupert Bear recording We All Stand Together, started back in 1980 and credited to Paul McCartney and the Frog Chorus, was released and became a hit single in the UK, reaching number 3. The accompanying animated film was shown in cinemas immediately preceding the main Give My Regards to Broad Street feature. The soundtrack's original release was on Columbia Records in 1984 in North America. It was remastered in 1993 and reissued on CD as part of the Paul McCartney Collection series with 2 extended dance mixes of No More Lonely Nights as bonus tracks. Track listing: all songs by Paul McCartney, except where noted. 1993 bonus tracks. LP version due to the length of the recording, the 1984 LP omits So Bad, and Goodnight Princess, edits out about 6 minutes of Eleanor's Dream, and also sections of Good Day Sunshine, Wanderlust, and No More Lonely Nights. On the LP cover a remark alerts the listener, this record is longer than usual, but due to the available playing time on a vinyl disc some editing of the soundtrack has been necessary to retain full volume and dynamic range. Even longer versions exist on cassette and compact disc. Track lengths in album notes do not include spoken sections between songs and so do not match CD timings. On the list above, these sections are included at the beginning of each track, as on the 1984 release, while on the remastered 1993 CD they are mostly included at the end of the tracks. Personnel: Paul McCartney A Euro vocals, acoustic guitar, piano, electric harpsichord, bass; Eric Stewart A Euro vocals, guitar; Linda McCartney A Euro vocals, keyboards; Ringo Starr, drums, percussion; David Gilmour, Steve Lukather, Eric Ford, Dave Edmunds, Chris Spedding A Euro guitar, Pat Halling, Laurie Lewis, Raymond Keenlyside, Tony Gilbert A Euro violin, Derek Grossmith A Euro clarinet, alto saxophone; Eddie Maju A Euro clarinet, tenor saxophone; Vic Ash A Euro tenor saxophone, Ronnie Hughes, Bobby Horfey A Euro trumpet, Chris Smith A Euro trombone, brass ensemble; Philip Jones brass ensemble, group leader Philip Jones, lead trumpeter, Jimmy Watson, Jeff Bryant. A Euro French horn, George Martin A Euro piano, Jerry Butler, Trevor Barstow A Euro keyboards, Ann Dudley A Euro synthesizer, Ross Stableford A Euro acoustic bass, Herbie Flowers, Louis Johnson, John Paul Jones A Euro bass, Jeff Porcaro, Dave Mattacks, Ringo Starr, Stuart Elliott, John Dean A Euro drums, Jody Lynn Scott a Euro percussion. Charts. Certifications and sales equals. References. External links. Give my regards to Broad Street at the Internet Movie Database.